What's up, gear culture fam? Ever thought of hitting the road, windows down, playing music, you know, enjoying that road trip to the countryside or to your village? Sounds like fun and adventure, right? But before you click that seatbelt in and get your foot onto that pedal, there's one thing that can separate you from enjoying that trip to having a roadside nightmare. And that one thing is preparation. Nobody wants to be stranded miles away from their home, especially if it can be prevented. That's why I put together a checklist for you that will help you prevent many of these things. In this video, I'm breaking out 5 essential things that you need to go by before you get to hit the road. And by the way, I've added a bonus tip to these 5. Number 1, tire pressure. It is important to have the right amount of pressure in your wheels for very many factors. One of them, fuel economy. You have the right amount of pressure in your wheels, you're going to get the best fuel economy from your car. And how does this work? Let's give an example. You get a football, you deflate it. The amount of effort that you put in to move that ball from one position to the other is slightly more, or it could even really be a lot, as compared to you having a properly inflated ball. When you just kick it, it will just roll to the other point easily. Same applies to your car. Your car's engine will use way more effort to be able to move that car from one point to the other. That's why you want to have the right amount of pressure in your tires. The second thing, especially if you get to overinflate your tires, you do not want a tire blowout. And this can easily happen because you're driving long distances and you're generating a lot of heat in those tires. One characteristic about air and heat is that air expands where there's a lot of heat, and you're driving that car from over 100 kilometers, definitely you're going to experience a tire blowout if you overpressured your wheels. Number 2, inspect all the fluid levels in your car. Your car comes with quite a lot of fluids, ranging from the engine oil, the coolant, the brake fluid, the steering fluid, the window washer fluid. All these fluids play a very important role in the health of your car and the safety of you as a passenger. The engine oil is crucial for lubricating the engine because the car has very many moving parts within the engine, and proper lubrication prevents them from overheating and tearing themselves apart. So you need to have the right amount of oil in there. Low engine oil leads to friction in your engine. It also leads to reduced oil pressure. Oil pressure is important when it comes to running your variable valve timing, especially for modern cars. Your coolant also plays a very crucial role in keeping that engine cool. Like I mentioned earlier, friction leads to heat. If you have oil in there that is adequate, it reduces on the amount of friction. If you have coolant in the engine, then it further cools down the engine so that you do not have your engine block expanding and warping and seizing and having an engine blowout and You also want to make sure that your brake fluid is enough, because if you do not have proper levels of your brake fluid, that means you'll not be able to bring your car to a stop, or your brakes will not work like they're meant to work. The power steering fluid makes it easier for you to turn the car, especially if you're driving an SUV. It's a very huge car. You want to turn it effortlessly, so having the right amount of steering fluid in there makes it easier for you to steer that car. So before you embark on that journey, make sure you have the right level for your steering fluid. The windshield washer fluid is also very, very important because it helps you wash away the dirt and grime that gets onto your windshield. I'll give you a story on experience that I actually went through just because I didn't have enough liquid spraying onto my windshield. I was driving behind a truck on a rainy day, of course, and there was a lot of tire spray. So the truck ahead of me was kicking up quite a lot of dirty water onto my windshield, and it was destroying my visibility, and of course the obvious thing to do is to try and clean up the windshield. So I pull the stock and I just end up smudging all these things on my windshield, and there was no liquid spraying over to help clean it up. It killed my visibility. I quickly had to react, get off the road. Fortunately, there was no car right behind me, and I was safely able to get off the road and clean up my windshield. You do not want to be in such a situation because very dangerous. Your reaction time may not be like mine. Number 3, test all the lights on your car. Your headlights, your taillights, your indicators. These communicate a lot, and they also help you see where you're going. Imagine you driving late in the evening and your lights don't beam as far as you should. That's quite dangerous because you're going to be moving at very high speeds, and the farther you can see, the better it is for you. If you cannot see far, probably there's a log that fell into the road, or a tree that fell into the middle of the road, or probably there's a car that broke down in the middle of the road. And if you cannot see far, then also your reaction time is going to be limited. So you want to make sure that your headlights are okay and you're able to see quite far. It's also important that your blinkers or your turn signals work. Imagine you're driving in the line behind slow-moving cars, and definitely the other set of cars behind you. And well, you're impatient, you want to overtake at the next best opportunity. You are not the only one that is thinking like that. Everyone who's driving behind you is possibly thinking the same way. And when that opportunity is presented, trust me, multiple people are going to switch lanes and try and overtake. Imagine yourself switching lane without your indicators on, and the person right behind you is trying to overtake as well. Well, you're going to cause a mess on the road. So make sure that your blinkers or your indicators are working. Number 4, inspect your brakes. Brakes play a very essential role in a vehicle. These are the things that are in between your life and your afterlife. Brakes are the only things that bring your car to a stop safely. So you'd want to make sure you have enough meat on those brakes, because listen out for squeals on your brakes. That's one way to tell that your brakes are worn out. If your brakes are squealing, it's time to change them out. Usually when you're driving these long distances, you want to get there as fast as you can. That means you're going to be driving very fast. You're going to be on a highway. Everyone is driving really fast, and chances are very high you probably have passengers in your car. That makes your car quite heavier, and you have extra luggage in the boot, or in the, it's going to also make your car quite heavier. A heavy car that is moving very fast, that's high inertia, is very difficult to bring to a stop. So you want to make sure that your brakes are in the best condition so that they can easily bite and bring you to a stop when you need to get to a stop. Number 5, inspect your belts and hoses on the car. Check the belts on your car just to make sure they do not have any cracks on them, yeah? And probably they also don't squeal, because those are signs that you need to change out that belt. Drive belts play a very essential part in the functioning of your car. The rotational energy from your engine is used to drive other components in your car using these belts. We are talking about alternators, water pumps, AC compressors. All these things make use of the driving belt. So a bad belt, well, God forbid if it gets to snap, that means you do not have any alternator power, so your battery is never going to get charged. Your water pump is not running, that means your coolant is not going to be circulating through your engine block. That means your engine is going to overheat. And thirdly, your AC is not going to work if you do not have your belt running. So you want to make sure that those belts are in the best way, on the best shape possible. You want to make sure that the hoses in your car are in perfect condition. For example, the hoses responsible for running coolant through your engine and your radiator should be in good form and not cracked or leaking, because you're going to lose your coolant, and that means your engine is not going to be cooled adequately, and that will lead to an engine overheating. Another set of hoses that you'd want to make sure are in good condition will be those for your power steering system. A leaking hose will mean that you're going to lose a lot of your steering fluid, and steering is going to be very, very difficult. You do not want that to happen to you. And now for our bonus tip: carry an emergency kit. Your kit could consist of jumper cables, reflective triangles, flashlights, what else? A small set of spanners and ratchets that can help you do small fixes on the roadside. Probably also a spare tire. Many other people do not care about that until when they get in the middle of nowhere with a blown tire and they have no other tire to replace with. And this brings me to the end of our video. If you found this video quite informative, make sure to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Don't forget to write a comment as well, because this helps with sharing more information, especially if I didn't mention a tip here. Either I mean these 5 are the only ones out there. I know they're quite a number. You could share more in the comments for other people to be able to get this information as well. With that said, enjoy your trip. Au revoir.